In 5,
4,
3,
2.
1.
You're listening to Destiny, the show.
What's good, everybody, and welcome to the DTS podcast. I am BBKDRAGOON. I am joined, as always, by my great co-host, Ditty. What is up, my dude? How was your week?
My week was pretty great. Busy start to it this Monday evening that we're recording. Oh, my goodness. And I am recovering from a not-so-great sinus allergy weakness from this last weekend, so I apologize for some sniffles or some phlegminess this show.
Yeah, condolences to our comrades who are back in school, who are back either at university or if they're back in classes. All I can say is, I hope it goes well for you guys. Every time, Diddy, I see the school bus pass, I'm just sort of like, no more homework ever again. Just crippling responsibilities and stress. But for real, I do not like homework, and I do not miss homework one bit.
Study up, study hard.
Yeah, stay in school, all that jazz. Do you play anything fun this week? I played a bunch of Destiny, by the way. I'm going to interject and just talk over my question to you. I've been playing more Destiny 2 quick play. Played Iron Banner this last week. I love quick play the way it is. I love it, dude. It's super fun and hodgepodgey, and I'm desperately hoping it stays that way when Forsaken gets here. I doubt it will, but for those of you guys who've been looking for that point to jump back into Destiny, maybe took a long break from D2, 6v6, quick play, and right now SBMM does not seem to be at the forefront of the matchmaking paradigm. Yes, you will still bump into some serious players, but at least on PC, Ditty, it's just a nice swath of, oh, this team destroyed us, and then, oh, this is like a good mix. It reminds me of old Halo days.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm really, really happy to hear a lot of people coming back and saying, hey, D2 is where it's at right now. It's super fun to play. I unfortunately did not get to play any Destiny 2 this week because Sanic, coming off of her QuakeCon high, wants to play Killing Floor 2 all the time, so that's what we've been doing, and it's still a ton of fun.
Yep, I totally hear you. This week we've got maybe a little bit shorter of a show, but this week at Bungie is packed again with tons of information about the competitive changes that are coming next season. The Redrix Broadsword, in contrast with the Redrix Claymore, causing a bit of a stir in the scene, and talking about what we're looking for in terms of some Gambit information, a new really cool Crucible Labs mode that's kind of more like an action stack style game, and why don't we just dive into this whole thing, plus the details on the quest to get the new Redrix Broadsword. So let's go. So Gambit is coming, Ditty, and it has with it a new ranking mode altogether, Infamy. And they highlight in the TWAB that Infamy is a progression-based ranking system where completing matches earns you points. Winning matches will greatly accelerate your climb, while losing matches still earns you points, just fewer than if you win. And finally, an experience that rewards players with unique Gambit weapons and armor. So why don't we talk about what this Infamy rank looks like? It's fairly similar to Valor. You have Guardian, Brave, Heroic, Fabled, and Mythic ranks, but they all will have 3 tiers, and that Legend rank will remain as one solid chunk. So outside of those changes, what are we looking at here?
So with each of these Infamy ranks, we'll see that they require more Infamy points to complete than the last. Win streak award bonus. Sorry, let me start
You're
over.
cool, man.
Each Infamy rank will require more Infamy points to complete than the last. We'll see also win streaks award bonus points, and your win streak caps at 5 and doesn't get reset until you lose a match. And then also your win streak won't be reset if you join a match in progress. I love that last bullet point.
You can also earn Infamy by doing bounties, so Gambit will have its own bounties. Each day, the Drifter will have a selection of daily bounties that you can complete. He'll also sell a special weekly bounty once you reach level 50. The weekly bounty will award a large number of Infamy points and a piece of powerful gear. This allows you to always be making progress towards Legend, no matter what your short-term goals are. I think we can give kind of a round of applause for Bungie sticking in a ranking mode, like a progression system tied to a new game mode, something that isn't usually their forte. So this wasn't even something I probably had on my radar. Hint, hint, foreshadowing for later. How about you, man?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we expected the vendor rank up packages, but nothing like end game rank. Very similar to the Valor there. I really like this. Of course, it gives you something to work towards, and I really appreciate the effort there.
Totally. Moving on, let's talk about what the next season is going to bring for the competitive playlist. So, glory rank points gained and lost have been retuned to reduce the overall climb to higher ranks. The weekly award has also been fixed, and its gains have now been doubled. Players who competed in Season 3 will earn bonus rank points for completing their first match in Season 4, and it does not require completion of any previous weekly milestones. Losses in competitive Ditty are no longer going to reset your Valor win streak. The radar has been re-enabled in competitive gameplay. That one's sort of a standout. I think I talked to Sassy beforehand. Sassy from SGA on the show a long time ago, really dedicated competitive player from Australia. He's not super happy about the radar making its return, but at the same time, too, he thinks it will sort of re-incentivize more people to enter into that playlist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Control and Clash have been added to the competitive playlist. Lost streaks have now been removed as well. And they are also looking for solutions for a reconnection to a competitive Crucible match for players who encounter an error mid-game. This will not be available at the launch, but they're looking to add the feature post-launch. Hopefully that feature could come into play maybe with trials as well, don't you think?
Yeah, I think that'd be really good for trials.
Okay, so Pinnacle Crucible rewards are now awarded via quests. Those Pinnacle Crucible rewards are going to tie into the Redrix conversation here in just a second. So some of these quests will ask you to engage with both Valor or the Glory ranks. These quests will not go away at the end of the season. A very important change this time around. Redrix Claymore is being retired in Season 4. Players who have already earned the Redrix Claymore will still be able to equip and use it. Players will be unable to earn Redrix beyond Season 3. Shaxx is going to offer a new quest that players can complete to earn the Redrix Broadsword, a companion weapon to the Redrix Claymore. It is essentially the same weapon. It will have fixed Outlaw and Desperado perk combinations on there. However, each of these broadswords will have random rolls for the barrels, magazines, and the masterwork perks. Players who earned Redrix Claymore in Season 3 will receive additional bonuses. So if you got the Claymore, you'll be granted an exclusive emblem when redeeming the corresponding triumph, and owners will be eligible for drops of the broadsword from Crucible engrams even without completing the corresponding quest. A new Crucible reward, like a new glory weapon, is going to be coming in Season 4. Whew. Okay. I know I just said a ton, Ditty, but the summary is the Claymore is basically getting a copy-pasted version into Season 4. The quest is really, really long. I don't know if you want to read through the steps of the quest, and then we'll talk about sort of the controversy that it stirred up.
Yeah, I think we should hit on these points here before we actually talk about it. So that quest for the Redrix Broadsword. Step 1, in the Crucible, defeat 200 opponents with the Pulse Rifle Final Blows. Step 2, reach Valor rank Heroic. Step 3, in the Crucible, earn 75 double kills, I guess. Step 4, in the Crucible, defeat 150 opponents with Precision Final Blows from any Pulse Rifle. Step 5, in the Crucible, defeat 50 opponents with Arc Final Blows. Also, defeat 50 opponents with Solar Final Blows. And also defeat 50 opponents with Void Final Blows. That's all Step 5. Step 6, complete 25 Crucible matches in Quick Play, Rotators count. Also, complete 25 Crucible matches in Competitive, and then also 25 Crucible matches in Rumble. That is all Step 6. Step 7, complete 20 Crucible bounties. Step 8, reset your Valor rank 5 times within a single season. Step 9, visit Lord Shaxx to claim your reward.
5 resets, dude, for the Valor go-throughs. That's not undoable, or that's the end of a Monday talk right there. That is a doable task, but it is going to take some serious dedication in just playing PvP for people. So a shift in the mindset, it looks like, from a performance-based reward, which was the Claymore, to now anybody can get it, but you're going to be grinding some PvP, right?
Yeah, it's like you said, it's shifting that focus from more of a that skill-based reward to the investment, dedicated player type reward. So, it's going to reward you for dedicating a lot of your time to Crucible play.
Yeah. I can understand why a Claymore owner would be frustrated. And if we have any Claymore owners in the audience, I'd love to know what your opinion is on this if you tweeted us at Destiny the Show. Because both Ditty and I, we do not have the Claymores, no surprise there. Sassy has the Claymore, and I've talked to him quite a bit about it and what he thinks. But the competitive grind can be a slog, for sure. And I think many people went through that slog in the hopes of getting this exclusive reward, thinking that this is going to be my piece of the pie, and I'm going to be remembered for this. Yeah, you get the emblem, but at the same time, too, I can totally understand a player who grinded for the Claymore and now is like, well, pretty much anybody can now get this. You've pulled the wind out of the sails of exclusive rewards. So I get both sides of the deal. I don't think I care one way or the other. Where do you land, Ditty?
Yeah, I mean, I can really... Man, I'm going to say it sucks that they're just... The Valor, or the, what's it called? The new Crucible reward.
The glory weapon.
Glory reward, thank you, is going to be there by quest. That kind of sucks. It would have made more sense if they made a different weapon for this quest, and they just retired the Redrix Claymore. Obviously, like they said, still equip and use it, but at the same time, such a small percentage of the population got it. Man.
Here, let me throw this in the mix. I bet you almost anything Sandbox is like, on the new patch, the Claymore is really freaking good. I'm just betting. I mean, I could be totally wrong, but I have this hunch, this feeling that the Sandbox that's coming for Forsaken, the Claymore is going to be delicious, and it's going to feel really stinking good. And even though it's an extremely low number of players that you're going to run into it, they're just talking, going, look, we're going to re-implement this into the game. I'm going to wait and see what the new Season 4 Glory Weapon is and how it plays into the Sandbox. Sorry, go for it.
Yeah, no. So here's the thing, right? So what if the Redrix Claymore is the best perk roll for the Broadsword, right? We know that the perks are going to be the same, but it's going to get different barrels, different magazine size, that kind of stuff. What if the Claymore is the best version of this weapon, and it just ties over, and everyone's trying to get the Claymore roll on their Broadsword? I mean,
maybe. And I think we're now trying to make a stretch out of this.
Yeah.
So time will tell. Again, I'd be really curious to know what people think about this if they wanted to send us and tell us what they think. But for me, I always think there's a benefit to having weapons in the game that are very special and remain special throughout the course of time. But then again, those are usually games with a PvE focus. I always think it's a little dodgy when you start getting into the PvP side of things, especially when it's like, I don't know, in the competitive playlist, you may have a subset of players that forever have this weapon that's off limits to the group. So it's a double-edged sword, right?
Yeah.
Can we not name guns Broadsword, Bungie? Is that just a request that I can have? You know what I mean? So anyway, let's talk about another thing they're doing. So fire teams that are formed in some activities will stay together once the activity is complete. This applies to the following: Strikes, Gambit, and Crucible. This does not apply to the competitive Crucible playlist. Additionally, if a Crucible match ends by a mercy ruling or the scores are wildly disproportional, players will be put back into matchmaking to find a new team. Starting with Forsaken, if you disconnect from a guided game, they said the word, Ditty, they said guided game, you will be offered the opportunity to reconnect to the activity if it is still active. We'll reserve your slot for up to 3 minutes. After that, guides will be able to backfill the guided games with seekers that are currently in queue. In guided raids, these reconnections will help with individual player disconnects. In the case that an entire fire team disconnects, we want to minimize the impact to raid teams. Going forward, all players will be able to take their raid checkpoints out of guided games and use them in the normal version of the raid. If you all disconnect, form up your fire team again, head into the normal version to continue on your path of total raid destruction. Oh my gosh, they talked about guided games, dude.
That's a huge surprise, to be honest.
I thought it was dead on arrival.
They're not giving up on it.
I guess not. It is. I would like to see a whole TWAB guys talking about guided games. What can you do to make it better? Don't toss this one away just because it was such a colossal flop. The core, philosophy, I get it. The execution is what flopped. Fix the execution, right?
Yeah.
So, since launch, 50% of players have hit the max rank each clan season. Moving forward in Season 4, they gave us a little preview. So at rank 3, increased resilience when you're in a fire team with clanmates. These are the clan perks. Rank 5 grants a chance to receive additional etheric and Barian resources when collecting them in the reef. And rank 6, the weekly clan milestone, also grants a masterwork core. So it starts to make a little bit more sense, Ditty, since we're going to be more starved for masterwork cores coming into Season 4. So,
Yep.
Beyond that, what's the final Crucible Lab of Season 3?
Get your Scorch Cannons ready. It's basically action sack. So the next Crucible Labs is swinging away from a competitive playlist style and more of an action sack fun type of playlist. They're calling it Scorched. It's a very deep, very complex, very serious rule set. You spawn with a Scorch Cannon. Everyone else spawns with a Scorch Cannon, and you shoot each other with Scorch Cannons.
I love it.
That's it.
More action sack style games, man. Tuesday and Friday. So the Tuesday, August 21st, free for all. That's probably the day that a lot of you guys are listening to the show. And then this Friday, August 24th, will be 6v6. So more of that stuff, dude. Action sack playlist coming into this game would make me a very happy camper. I don't know about you.
I think you'll see larger population in Crucible Labs if more of the playlists were Fiesta style, just action sack fun game modes. By the way, Scorch Cannon, click and hold. Charges it up, does more damage. There you go.
Yep. And do not forget, we're coming into, I think, is this weekend the Double Valor weekend? I know the last weekend was the Triple Valor weekend.
Right. Yep. I believe so. Double Valor weekend.
So enjoy it, guys. Make it happen before it is too late. Those are the big things that stand out to me. More and more, we're getting closer to Forsaken Ditty. My overall temperature has been renewed and excited, and I'm actually booting up Destiny 2 to play it each day.
We're 2 weeks away.
Isn't that just wrong? It snowed on a mountain pass not very far away from me today.
What?
Mm-hmm. It's not a lot. It was just a little.
But it snowed?
Yeah, it was like 32.7 degrees Fahrenheit, and the right conditions were there. And it's one of those... That doesn't happen hardly at all, and it was an itty bit, but
Man,
I'm not cool with
that. And that is almost what my temperature was today. Ugh.
Dang. You guys are almost in the hundreds?
Yeah, pretty much all the time. And it rained this last weekend, so it was really humid. It was really gross.
Mm-hmm. I guess we didn't talk about the nerf essentially coming to Whisper of the Worm, but that might be a good one to talk about for next show, because it's not really confirmed. Somebody took a screenshot from the Sandbox stream, I think, and apparently box breathing is getting a little bit of a nerf to where the DPS doesn't just stay forever like best DPS in the game. It's more like make a very clear, concise shot, like a premeditated shot, and then it will have buku crazy damage, but you're not going to just get to maintain that damage out the wazoo. But why don't we wait until actual release for that one, because it could just be dev stream stuff, dude. Could be test video footage. I don't know. So
Yep. I mean, they do say everything in that stream is a development environment.
Yep.
Subject to change.
Totally. All right. Where can people find your content?
Twitter.com/DittyDTS, DITTYDTS, and YouTube.com/Wooshness, WOOOSHNESS.
All right. And you can find the links from today's show on our website, DestinyTheShow.com. You can follow us on Twitter @DestinyTheShow. And where can they talk with us, dude?
On our Discord server, discord.me/DestinyTheShow.
Awesome. Over, 1,200 members or 1,300?
1,200 members strong.
Help us get to 1,300 members. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube @BBKDRAGOON. Thanks for listening. Have a great week, and we'll check in with you again next time.